recording the meeting. All set? All right. Art, you're going to have time, we're going to have to postpone the November 15th minutes because we don't have our, Mr. Pearl has not read them yet. So the December 6th, 2023 minutes will be postponed. And then that moves us to the Chimney Pond emergency certification. Another 30-day certification.
Yes, the last one expires today. So I prepared a new one from December 20th until January 20th, 2024. Same conditions as before.
Certifying it's still an emergency. Any questions from the commissioners?
No.
Entertain a motion to issue emergency
Any questions from the
certification. It's not a public hearing,
So moved. Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
And then you have 4 minutes. Well, you do have 4 minutes for the agent report before the first.
Judy, what was the date that was pushed out to?
January 20th.
All right, thank you.
So the only thing that I have to announce from the agent's report is that I'm taking next week off. And I will be back on Tuesday, January 2nd. Other than that, it's just normal business as usual.
So no site visits.
You're welcome to do
No, no,
as
no.
many as
No,
you
no.
like. I could leave a list.
Thank you. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Thank you, same to you.
Christmas.
Too red.
Merry Christmas.
No whispering. Very loud, yes. You know, this is a public meeting, everything is public, everything you say is public.
That's nice.
Continue to read the, did you finish the minutes?
Oh,
you do have to take care of them.
Okay.
All right, 7 o'clock, public hearing continuation for abbreviated notice of resource area delineation filed by Balta Solar LLC for confirmation of resource areas at 2 Old Miriam Road and 33 Miriam District, North Oxford, Mass. Map 5, parcel A2.2 and A2. Just 2. They have requested to continue till the 17th
Yes, January 17th
at,
at 7:30 p.m.
entertain a motion to continue until January 17th, 2024 at 7:30.
So moved.
Anybody second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? I didn't hear if somebody seconded it, so I apologize if somebody did.
Well, I think we were both voting to.
Can I revise that comment?
Do you have time to revise the time? Yes.
7:20.
Is that okay with the commissioners to revise the time till 7:20?
Yes.
Thank you.
Clock's behind.
The bell is behind.
I'm not changing that. Okay. Thank you.
Are you giving them, or
I'm just looking at the image here.
when you finish the minutes, let me know.
I read finished.
I'm gonna wait until the next hearing, public hearing is a continuation, and then we'll approve the minutes. 7:05, public hearing continuation for the notice of intent land disturbance permit. Application filed by John Shockey for construction of a single-family home, septic system, and associated site work at 82 Mill River Road. The applicant has requested to continue until
January 17th at 7:25.
entertain a motion to continue until January 17th, 2024 at 7:25.
Remove. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we have 5 minutes until the next public hearing. Has everybody had an opportunity to review the November 15th, 2023 minutes?
Yes.
Any corrections or alterations?
I have one just on the back where it says the documents received. It says 84 River Road, 82.
So noted. Also,
What was that?
The back page right here.
82.
on page 2, in the middle of the paragraph, for public hearing for request for determination of applicability filed by, is that Daniel or Danella? Brant, 22 Bridge Street. At the bottom, the last sentence says, she stated that the proposed plan is to pave her driveway and 20 Birch Point Shores. That should probably say at.
No, it was gonna include in front of the house at 20.
Pave her driveway and somebody else's?
The road.
Yeah, I think she meant that road.
Where's, I know.
Okay.
Where's,
All right, so long as that's clear. It sounded like she was,
Her driveway in. Maybe you should say in front of 20 Birch Point Shores.
where is that? Paul?
and in front of 20 Birch Point. Perfect. Page 2,
Page 2.
middle of the page, for the public hearing, request and determination of applicability filed by, I think it's,
Danielle.
is it Danielle?
Brant.
Brant. At the bottom, the last paragraph says, starts with she stated that the proposed plan is to pave her driveway, and then it says, and 20 Birch Point Shores. So we're clarifying that statement by, and in front of 20 Birch Point Shores. Okay?
Yep.
Anybody else find anything?
No.
Entertain a motion to accept minutes with corrections stated here.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Is 7:10. Public hearing continuation for a request for determination of applicability filed by Danielle Brandt for grading, paving, and associated site work at 22 Birch Point Shores, Oxford, Mass. The applicant has requested to withdraw without prejudice her application. Any questions?
Meg,
Entertain a motion to allow her to withdraw the application.
Accepted.
Accept the withdrawal of the application without prejudice.
so moved.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? How old's your baby?
2 months.
My grandson's 4 months.
Oh. That's fun. We have a 15-month-old at home too. Oh, thank you.
I have another minute to be nosy. Boy or girl?
Girl. Yeah.
I'll be nosy. What's her name?
Lennon.
Lennon?
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can you see the blanket?
Yeah. No. Lucky I saw the lady. Mind signing in?
How you doing, man?
Would you mind signing in at the...
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
I've revised it.
This one.
Yeah, we just went to this yesterday.
All right, don't, you can look at it, don't discuss it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, yes. All days.
Always on now.
Yeah, let me sign this.
Come on. $7:15. Public hearing for the notice of intent permit application filed by Anthony and Caitlin, and I'm going to apologize now. Consol Magno
Yeah, there you go. Nailed it.
Yeah.
for construction of a single-family home, septic system, and associated site work at 3 Stone Creek Circle, Oxford, Mass. So you have an EP number.
Yes.
Hi, Jason DuBois, Keating Engineering. I don't know, I just kind of pull this up over here. So, 3 Stone Creek Circle, the owners, are here with us, Caitlin and Anthony. It's about an acre and a half lot. I did highlight on this map so you can see a little easier where everything is. Stone Creek Circle is running in this area here. The proposed house is right here. This is the edge of the flags that Ecotech had flagged out in the field. And the orange line is the 100-foot buffer zone. We do have erosion controls placed at the bottom of the work area, just below the grading here. The closest area up here is probably about 35 feet or so from the edge of the resource area. The site is wooded. I know most of us, actually walked it yesterday. So about half of the house is in the buffer zone, grading, septic system. There's a well located just outside the buffer zone. DEP had a couple comments just about the tracking pad, the driveway, which I did add a note for the tracking pad to be there, and note also regarding the existing catch basins in the road, just to place erosion control around those during construction. So is there any other questions?
First,
So I would just suggest a sump around the well when they're drilling the well.
Okay.
And that can be in our order of conditions. It's actually kind of standard order of
Yeah.
conditions. And then the only other point, you had mentioned the driveway may move, so if it does move, and the grading changes on that side, you would just let it, come back.
Sure.
So we can review it. And then I had the question for the commissioners if they felt monuments were necessary. So it's something to think about. That's all I have.
any questions?
Is it all wooded in the back before the wetlands?
It's wooded. It's not really a lot of large tree growth for us. It's wooded.
Throughout the whole edge of the wetland area?
Yeah, it's a pretty defined, it's almost like a channel. It's basically the intermittent stream is kind of right at the edge of the flags. So it's flowing pretty good yesterday.
So could you just tell me again where they're thinking of putting the driveway right in the front?
Right now, the driveway is proposed to come right out of the front of the house.
Okay.
Just kind of right through that ledge area. They had a few contractors look at it. I think they can peel it out.
Yeah.
If not, we may have to shift it to the right a little bit and kind of curl it in.
The garage is straight in the front?
Yeah, I don't know, the left might be tough to make it work with the way the house
Yeah.
is laid out.
Is there much of a slope from the house down according to the lines?
Yeah, so it's fairly level around this part of the house, and then it's gonna slope down. There's a walkout, so it does slope down the side. There's a walkout basically along here and then this side of the house,
Yeah,
and then this does,
slope down
slopes down. It's
to a
not,
flat area before the
it
wetlands?
appears fairly flat in the field. There is slope to it, but it's not a real steep area.
Is there enough for a backyard before it?
Yeah, they got a backyard.
In the slope area?
Yes.
All right, if I may, so the backyard's gonna be where the septic system, where the leach field is, basically, that side.
Well, I thought,
Everything's sloped from the house down to it's not the intermittent stream level, it's the top of the soil there. It's upland,
Yeah.
but it's in that area. And you're gonna have to fill, correct?
Right.
So there's existing, if you want to look at it more further, there's existing elevation and then there's final elevation, and the final elevation is what you're looking at there. It's easier to see, and the existing elevation of the line's below it. So that is the rock and shale that you're gonna be removing gonna be used as fill?
Yeah, they'll use what they can.
For that
Anything
area?
that's too big would have to probably get hauled out, but they'll use what they can use on the site, yeah.
Yeah, and then fill will be brought in to continue if more is needed.
Correct.
And silt fence at the bottom, is it proposed wire back silt fence in case anything starts moving during, like, this past weekend's rainstorm?
We have this standard silt fence with hay bales or walls.
Do you feel that's sufficient?
Silt fence and the wattles?
Just the silt fence and the wattles, not the wire back for any?
I think that would be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were out there, I was out there,
Mhm.
we were on the site visit. And that was really the only concerns I had was when the fill goes in there, will that silt fence alone be enough to hold it back from heading towards that intermittent stream?
Yeah, and there's quite a distance too from the.
At some of the
Yeah,
areas.
it's from the silt fence to the resource area.
Yeah, that was the only concern I had.
In term of monuments, it seems like there's pretty good distance until the wetlands.
So they're gonna create the line, and 30 feet is at the top, and the bottom is still in the buffer zone, so the reason monuments were suggested, like even just on those straight line points, at that lowest elevation that you're going to create, would let any future buyer, if you're wondering what a monument is, it marks the boundary that you're behind, so that anybody in the future will not go in and work in the buffer zone without coming to us. Has a little plaque on it. And I would say yes. I mean, you're recreating a new elevation and topography to the area. If somebody wanted to come in and put in anything down below, they should know that they need to come to us. That's what a monument is for.
You still have the tags? Is that what you have? Yeah. I don't think it's a big deal to put one on a tree every 30 feet or 40 feet.
They're concrete pillars that go into the ground.
Well, the tags we could just place right on the trees. No? That would be monuments?
Yes.
Is it more permanent?
Also a lot more work.
Yes,
Put in.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. The other thing we have allowed is you can put it on a really large rock. I think it was like over 300 pounds or something, so nobody, you could place it on that. Or use them as a monument in place of that concrete pillar. Something that can't be moved easily.
How often typically is it required?
So usually it's on every 10 to 20 feet. I can't, so this bottom row would require 1, 2, 3. You see the bottom?
Over here?
Right there. So go all the way down to the road. So one in the corner,
Yeah.
one in the middle, and one at the turning point.
All right.
So that's at the silt fence line? That's at the silt fence line.
Yeah, that's,
Mhm.
well, that's where their elevation is coming down to. And then it's gonna turn, and it's gonna go basically all the way. Should I get up? And just say what I
I know what
want?
you're saying, no. it's just-
All right, so then it's gonna go all the way up to, I am gonna get up so that it's confusing. So this is the line we're looking at. So now you're here, and you can go up to here and space them, I know it turns there, but and then space them out equally. So there'd be at least another 4 there, 5, and then this area here may not require a monument. I understand it's a rocky terrain and area.
Yeah.
Which is why the large rocks
Yeah.
can be an alternative to that.
Okay.
But it's after you create this and bring everything up level, if a next owner wants to do any work down in here, they need to know that they can't go past here without talking to us.
Is that like a standard thing for every property now?
Pretty much.
Unless there's some kind of logistical reason why nobody could go past that.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist on this specific lot.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
because we get phone calls all the time.
Yeah.
So, let's mark this
So
one
I
outside.
said 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
and this is just my suggestion, and then probably 4, 5, 6.
Kind of in the middle of the road.
Yeah. And then 6 at this point, and then basically they're in that area.
So 6.
If you would like another one, you could go right up to the boundary, but you don't have to.
So 6 total.
6 of them? All right.
And that's the only other suggestion I had.
Okay.
Any further questions? All right.
No.
So we have the DEP number, obviously abutters have been notified.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any abutters here? Okay. If there are no further questions, entertain motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Entertain a motion to issue a standard order of conditions with the special conditions that were just mentioned. If you would like to.
Well, it would be the 6 monuments and the well zone. And actually, both of those are, they're not going to be listed as special conditions because they're pretty much standard conditions.
All right.
They just get a little modified to say 6 monuments and where they are.
All right.
Entertain that motion.
A motion that we issue the order of conditions, a standard order with special conditions that are
6
standard. Well, six monuments and then the well,
So,
some.
So,
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Welcome to the
Oh,
neighborhood.
thank you.
Yes, good luck with the baby.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jay.
Yep, thanks.
The names are printed on here. Yes.
No, Al's not here. Okay. 7:25, public hearing for request for determination of applicability filed by Richard Curran. Is it Curran or Kurt Curran? Curran. For a septic system repair at 25 Lynn Street, Oxford, Mass.
Good evening, how you doing? I'm Seth Mitchell. I did the septic design for Mr. Curran, who was here also. This is at the end of Lynn Street, so right down down here.
We visited the last
Okay, so you know what we're up against then?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what we're proposing is we're proposing a septic system to be placed in basically the one spot that we have that kind of works. It's about 2 feet off of Mr. Curran's own property line.
Okay.
But we are absolutely as far outside, far away from the wetland as we possibly can, given the parameters afforded to us on this lot, which are not great. But we are proposing, staked straw wattles to encircle the area so that it is not encroachment on the wetland area. There is an existing fence line that really delineates where as you saw, where they're maintaining the lawn and all of that stuff. That's all going to remain just the way that it is. Currently they're using the existing septic tank, which is right in this area, as a holding tank because of the fact the basement flooded and they trenched it and tried to get rid of the water, and it's not a good situation. Not a good situation. We want to try to get this rectified as quickly as possible so that the wetland is protected, the people in the house are protected, all of that. So this has gone in front of the Board of Health. The variances that we have requested through the Board of Health have been granted. There were some minor revisions that they requested on the plan, none of which impacted the design in any way, shape, or form, or how the construction would be implemented on the site. So basically what we're looking for is a negative determination with conditions to put in the hay bales and protect the wetland and all of that. And we would notify Judy prior to any construction taking place. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns?
First, Judy?
So I scaled it out, it's about 45 feet from the wetland. And my question is if the tank was pumped out yesterday or today?
I don't think so. I did call Paul, but I couldn't confirm that. I have to text them when I get out of here, so.
Okay. And you can start immediately on the system?
He's ready to go.
I mean, it's as soon as
Right.
we can get it done, we're gonna get it done, absolutely. It's a little tough with, Christmas coming up and stuff, but I think that next week would probably be the target start date on this, 26th.
So the majority of us were on the site yesterday. So for Art's benefit, when we got there, now they had trenched out, but what they had trenched out was the leach field. They had gone down to the leach field, and that was what was escaping. The water, that was not storm water that was coming out of the ground, that was septic.
Okay.
So it appeared, I don't know this because we didn't dig it up, that the tank is cracked, correct? Is that why it failed? Is that what I heard?
Yes.
So if the tank is cracked, the groundwater is coming up and filling up that tank and just flushing the leaching field out. So you're going to remove the tank. This is why we happen to be there. You're going to remove the tank, right? That the existing tank is coming.
It's gonna have to be removed.
Yeah.
It's basically, the new leach field is basically right over the.
Right. Okay.
Where the existing
Will
tank.
you be capping off the piping to the leach field? And there's a reason I'm asking that. Is that possible?
I think that what we're probably gonna have to do is reroute the plumbing first and get the new tank in the ground first and put.
The new tank's out front.
Right.
So that's house plumbing to the tank out front. So this,
Use that
the
as a
area
tank
is, the
tank.
groundwater in this area is so high, and that's what they ran into with the basement, is that the water's coming up, and if it's gonna flush into the existing leach field, it's just gonna continue to pump septic out in that area until that ground underneath is completely cleaned. So is it possible to cap the piping for the old leach field to prevent groundwater from flushing through the system? Groundwater is still gonna come down the
I
top.
see what you're saying. Okay, so you're saying what you want to have happen is prior to this construction, you want us to uncover the outlet to the existing septic tank, cap that outlet to stop the flow going into the leach area, and then continue with construction.
Well, the tank is gonna get removed. The existing septic
It
tank that
has
is.
to be removed.
Correct. So now that's gone. That tank is connected to the leach field, right?
Right, this is why I'm
The old
saying,
leach
this
field.
is why I'm saying that really the first thing that needs to happen is you need to get everything in place. You need to get that new tank in place prior to anything.
Right.
And then cap that and then run it to the new
Yeah.
tank. So that all needs to be set
Yeah, I'm
up.
not gonna tell you.
I'm
I
telling you,
want to do it. I'm
Right,
gonna
right.
ask you if it's possible in the end to have that old leach field capped off so that groundwater is not flushing in there every time the groundwater comes up back there. 'Cause-
I think the only way that you could do that is to remove the entire leach field that's out there. Once you cut off flow to that leach field, you're not gonna have sewage running into it. You might still, you're still gonna have
Correct,
a
you're gonna have
conduit.
sewer.
You're still gonna have a conduit for groundwater to come up and go somewhere. But you're not gonna, there's not gonna
I had to
have
ask,
any
because-
sewage going to it. No, the whole intent is to just take that offline and not have it.
Okay.
Do any, no, it's not gonna see any new additional flows once the system is.
Sewage. Yeah,
Sewage.
Groundwater will still go
The
there.
groundwater's gonna do what it's gonna do,
Right.
you know? So,
Yeah, but if the inlet into the leach field can be covered, groundwater is not freely coming up and flowing down. That's all I was saying.
so,
Because it was coming out of there really, really well
well,
yesterday.
I would believe it, yeah. I mean, I know that once you get down in where the leach field is now, that it's, even in the summertime, not that this was a particularly dry summer, but it was wet for sure.
Yeah.
You know, as we came up, as you come up the hill, it's all gravel, so it's like it's a level water table out there. So it's dry here, not dry here.
And what, I didn't see if there were any membranes around
There
the.
is, yep.
Okay.
There's a 40 mil polyethylene barrier that's going on the downslope side and all the way around the system up to where the distribution box is. And that serves two purposes. Down in the low end, it helps us cut back the grading so that we can cut back the grading instead of going out 15 feet and then 3 to 1, we can go right basically at the edge of that system and cut it.
And it
go
prevents
3 to 1.
breakout, that's what you're looking at.
That, you're right, so it's preventing breakout. There's a little bit of fill that's gonna need to come in and, to grade that out. I think they'll probably get it from the leach field when they excavate the leach field.
Yesterday, what we saw was breakout. They
Oh,
dug
yeah.
they dug it out, but that's.
Right. You're not gonna have sewage breaking out like that when the system is done. You're not. It's just not gonna be piped to it. So,
And that's what we saw, Art, if you have any questions.
and smell.
Good,
It was a buffet for the senses, I hear.
I'm sure.
So, I'd like to know if it's gonna be pumped. If it's gonna take a week before the work can start.
I would say that it should be pumped out as soon as possible. Yeah. Right.
And when will you be starting?
I will not be starting work. Paul Morris will be starting work.
Okay.
You know, we believe on the 26th. We believe. That's when he's gonna be starting.
Okay. Yeah, that tank should be
Oh, absolutely, I agree with you. You're not gonna get an argument out of me on that.
Anything else?
No, just to, give me a call for the bottles, to look at the bottles.
I was just wondering if the Board of Health who had called her, is she involved in this at all?
She is,
She
yes.
is, yes,
Yes, very
she's
much.
aware of this, she's aware of
Yeah.
this. I've received emails from her in this regard, so
All right.
we're all on the same page.
All right,
Understand
good.
that this is an issue that needs to be rectified, so
Yeah.
we're working on it.
Yeah.
Want to hear?
So would that be their responsibility to follow through on that? That being emptied out, right, pumped?
Yes, yes, and I know the Board of Health agent is, that was what she had, I'm not gonna say ordered, but that's what she had told me to tell you all to pump it. And you
Told me,
pumped it, right?
and I did call yesterday, and that's, it was out of the quote anyways to pump it out, so. But if it's done, it's done, I don't know, I didn't go over it today, but I can check. And I have to text her when I leave here to find out if it's a go or not, or when it's a go. So. But pumping is on the quote,
Right, we just want it to be done sooner than, December 26th if possible.
no problem.
Any further questions?
Good,
All right. Entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
so moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Entertain a motion to issue a negative determination of applicability with the special conditions listed for erosion control. And that was it, right? Just the wattles?
Yeah, and since they're on the plan, we don't need to call
Okay.
that out specifically.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much for your time this evening, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Did you state your name for the record? I didn't hear.
I'm Seth LaJoy.
Septic.
Have a good holiday, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Yes, you too.
Thank you.
No questions,
There
you go.
Where's Al?
Thanks.
And that's it. You have nothing more on agent's report?
Nope,
I move we close the meeting.
Through the chair, can I ask the director a couple questions?
There's nothing on the agenda for public questioning.
Okay, well, I'm asking through the chair, like, you know.
The agenda's already established and we're done with that right now.
Yeah, well,
You can
she's-
call the office and ask a question.
Well, this is something I left a message for through her office. It was on tonight's agenda. It wasn't open for public comment on tonight's agenda, but, you know.
Yeah, you can call the office again. Right now, we're done with the meeting.
All right.
So, go ahead.
Pizza complaint. Oh, I moved that we close the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.